Hello and welcome to the Orange County, California for the site of the 2012 Adrenaline All-American game brought to you by Game Time Footage. I'm Chris Marshall here with Easton's Court Kim, and I'm real excited to see a lot of the D1 talent on display tonight.
These rosters are chock full of the future superstars of our game. If you look at just the rosters and where these kids are going to school, we're gonna be watching these kids playing on Saturday afternoons next spring for sure.
There's Gantz moving the ball down. I mean, there's a lot of really good players and really sweet uniforms as well. There's no shortage of patriotism going down on the field right now. Here's McKee looking to take the shot and rips it top shelf, stick side high. And they get the scoring off, started off with a bang.
That was one of the guys I was talking about in the beginning with you.
Scored by number 21, Dakota Rowan.
And I mean, he must be taking notes from Max Ritz out there.
And right back to the face-off X. He's also a face-off specialist for St. Ignatius.
Heading on to Jacksonville University, number 21, Dakota Rowan.
And there's a procedure call going against the North team. We're going to see what the South has to offer, and they've got no shortage of talent on that side either. I know Sean Doyle, who has the ball now, is one of the players we've seen a lot here on TLN. He's got real good footwork and a laser of a shot on his way to Cornell next season, and I expect to see big things out of him in this game.
Ooh, nice pick.
He's rolling, coming through with a shot, and that one is no problem.
Stick side high.
That's Austin Boyd on the save on his way to Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a scoring change on the last Team Adrenaline North goal. Score the goal to number 21.
Nice look to Leggett, coming across the middle.
McKee.
And confident enough to stay on with the pole. And this is the first time I've seen a lot of these North guys play, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of drop-off, at least speed-wise, early in the game from the LXM Pro game that you saw earlier. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for tuning into the Lacrosse Network. Please take the time to subscribe. There's a big-time rip, and that's a huge goal. And that one coming from Michael Hernandez, going to Michigan out of Piedmont.
He's probably 6'2", 200 pounds, going to Michigan. He is going to be a huge asset for that program and for Coach John Paul up in Michigan for years to come.
And there's just nothing you can do about that if you're in the goal. It's just shredding top shelf. It's a great finish.
They're also making me look good. Those two out of the three names I told you about in the pregame. And they're coming out with the first two goals of the game for the North.
It's a big-time call. I'm hoping
real
that,
impressive.
That Sean Doyle will make me look good here shortly. We'll have to see about that.
You were pumping him up.
Well, I can't let the North get all the love.
That's right.
Here's Toposis. Moves it. Hankhouse takes the rip, and that one just off the mark. And that's a huge hustle play.
That's that trend I was telling you about. Defensemen are getting a lot smarter about chasing down shots that are going to be going awry. They anticipate and get the backup. Great hustle.
And that's Scales. I mean,
great hustle by Scales.
Really the kind of play you want to see out of your young Poles.
Seeing more and more of that at every level now. It's almost like an offensive defenseman. Turns it right around to an offensive possession for the defensive clearing team.
It's like one of the players wearing a helmet cam. That's Tills. Might get a little.
Must have game.
Must yeah, seriously. Can't get away with that. Coming around Winter, looking for the shot.
You know, you mentioned it a second ago, Chris. You're right. The speed of the game is, I'm impressed. These guys are getting after it. A lot of foot speed, great ball movement. Here comes helmet cam.
Yeah, and definitely take the time to comment. I mean, if you agree with us that you're impressed with the level of play wherever you're watching from, let us know. Be sure to take the time to comment down at the bottom. We'll be giving away some great prizes for the best comments and questions. If you have questions for us or questions for some of the players, we'll be talking to some of them on the sideline throughout the game.
Looks like the North wants to let the goalie bring the ball up. They're kind of locking off everybody else and let the goalie handle the ball coming up. They don't seem to have a lot of confidence in his stick handling ability.
He's healthy. The Brophy Prep player on his way to Bucknell. Moves it to Yateman. And Yateman's a good player. I saw him play earlier, the Rancho Bernardo product, and real dangerous dodger.
I would imagine he's related to Will Yateman, formerly of Maryland, and
that is
younger
the case.
Brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Goes back to Doyle, working from X. Stick inside, great look. And there's Yateman with the shot just off the mark.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
And here's Gone at a LCC, moves the ball up, also going to Michigan.
I can already tell I like Sean Doyle's game. Just on that one play right there, stepping back, freeing his hands, and whipping a nice feed to the inside. I can tell he's a stick handler for sure. He's got the ball right now, bringing up the left side, working, got the defenseman hung up a little bit.
And there's Yateman coming around the corner, just can't quite get it to fall. But they're creating opportunities.
Great off-ball movement by Yateman there. Coming around using the crease actually as an obstacle for his defenseman to come across top side. I think he pulled the trigger a little too soon on that.
Bailey moves to X, and there's the great look up top, and there's the goal coming from Kesey, making it look easy. And that's a great finish. I mean, we saw him score a very similar goal in the Southern Section Championship for Corona Del Mar. And he's a real explosive
player. 101 right there.
I mean,
draw, slide, move the ball. Something good things will happen.
There's McKee again winning the faceoff. Solid defense there on the Raptors.
Once again, the Adrenaline South goal.
And it's going right back for the South.
By number 6, Michael Kesey.
Great pressure. Great pressure by the long stick.
And
even better hustle from the guy getting the ball back.
I mean, that's why I love to see these kids play. I mean, the high school kids, the college kids,
They
just wear their heart on their sleeve.
Selling out.
Yeah.
Selling
Passion.
out. Yes. Wang. Yeah, you could see that one coming a mile away.
And there's Rogers on the goal, and you cannot give him that much space.
Yep.
Rogers on his way to Stony Brook at a Charles Best secondary, and he walked that one right through the middle. Looks like the defense of the South team is going to talk that one over.
I tell you, the highest percentage shots are right from in front of the goal. That's where the goal's the biggest, and he just stared him down and stuck it low. It might have been 5-hole.
An unassisted goal.
See if we can see the replay here.
Goal scored unassisted by number 18, Shalyn Rogers.
Coming in, fighting everybody off, takes the shot and a fantastic save.
Did he get the stick on that, or was that pipe?
That was his knee.
That was safe?
Yeah.
Loose ball push.
Yeah, it popped out quite a ways.
Out, yeah.
Adrenaline South
that hit bone.
Adrenaline North.
I mean, you can rest assured that that one hurt.
He's gonna be feeling that one.
Yeah, but I mean, you make the save, it's always worth it.
Yep.
It's the ones that hit you in the leg and then go in are the ones
Those
that
are
hurt.
brutal. Those are brutal.
There's Bernstein.
Nice pop on the crease.
And another big save. I mean, the goalies came to play today. I mean, we saw a couple quick ones coming from the North team, but the South is buttoned down the hatches.
After the shot.
Nice save off the left shoulder there. Great movement by the goaltender in the cage. Don't always have to save it with your stick, to your earlier point about the one off the knee.
It looks like we have a couple questions here. They want to know how the game speed has changed with these All-American guys as compared to some of the high school action around here. And you know, I mean, some of the schools out here in Southern California, Northern California, I haven't seen as much of the Pacific Northwest as I'd like to. And there's another great save, the inside dodge there on the roll. But there's some of the schools out here can flat out ball. I mean, you got St. Ignatius, you've got Torrey Pines, who took down St. Ignatius earlier this season. Got Lacrosse Canyon. I mean, there's some quality programs out there. I mean, Corona Del Mar.
Yeah, I think it's been a slow progression, but we're seeing more and more of it now. Better athletes are playing this game. There are better coaches out there pushing up-tempo play. And you can watch it on display right now. These guys are moving real quick. They're flying out here.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, especially the Southern team guys, and there's
what a shot.
huge goal. And I mean, just finds that's rolling from Great Oak going to Jacksonville. But just finding the off stick or off stick low, making
I was
it
going
look.
to say, one word for that, location. Check out the location on this shot. From high to low, goalie's got to move his stick the farthest, right down in that lower corner. That's a D1 goal right there. That's a D1 goal.
It looks like we've got a question that's for court from Sean A. Austin. If you could become an Avenger, which one would you be?
That's easy. That's easy. Iron Man. Love Iron Man. He can fly. He can take on like robots 3 times his size. Iron Man's a stud. No brainer on that one.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I mean, I know he's not an Avenger, but in a similar vein, I think I'd have to pick Batman. I mean, he's really just a rich guy that's good at karate.
True.
So I'm not that far off. A couple lottery tickets, some karate lessons. And again, a special thanks to Game Time Footage, the presenting sponsor. The All-American game presented by Game Time Footage. And they do a lot of really great things here in Southern California, specifically in the LA area for filming games, doing highlight tapes, all sorts of stuff like that. So if you're in need of something like that, look up Game Time Footage and they will make you look good. And then also a special reminder that the player of the game will be getting a highlight reel made specifically for him by Game Time Footage.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Back on offense for the South teamers, Fixon bringing the ball in.
Saw a nice save back there by the South goaltender. Created transition right away. Let's see if they can generate a scoring opportunity on this end. I like the patience displayed by both offenses. You know, for considering they're assembling a group of kids that have never really played together. You know, they probably played at tournaments in the summertime and elite travel teams, but you know, they look like they're almost like a well-seasoned team. They're real patient, working together, not forcing feeds, although that might have been a little bit of a force.
There's Cruzan looking cross field. And you know, the thing about a lot of these guys play against each other in school, and they're familiar with each other, and play together in some of the summer league teams.
It's good D. Good strong D right there. Is that Hernandez again?
Looks like it.
That kid's
Working
a
on
beast.
Picoses. Here's again back up to Cruzan. Looks like they're going back through Doyle, which isn't a bad option.
I've been impressed with him so far. That's a good call, Chris.
Comes Peretti. Coming up past GLA, looks like he's gonna get the turn, draws the double. And that's great help defense.
Good time to move it. Move it quicker. Got him at X. Nope, they recovered.
Once the lane takes the shot, reminiscent a little bit of what we saw from John Christmas earlier.
Yep. Didn't have a ton of angle there, but softening him up a little bit. Making him respect the dodges. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the angle there, I mean, he's got the big lefty rip, takes the shot. I mean, he had a lane.
At the very least, you know, you put that ball down by the corner, you miss, it's a backup shot. I mean, it's a possession shot. You maintain possession with backup.
And that's a great defensive play.
It is, right on the bottom hand. Good ride.
Almost for naught, but able to come up with the ground ball. That's Hernandez.
Watch the speed
again.
on Hernandez. Watch the speed.
Takes the shot, and that one just off the mark.
He is a north-south burner. I mean, just look at him running off the field. He just glides. I've seen him clear the ball from end line to end line, and it's reminiscent of guys like, you know, Todd Curry from Syracuse back in the 80s. I mean, guys that just could fly north-south. Couldn't stop him.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to mention Tanner Scales on the takeaway check there on Doyle.
Right on his hands.
Really great play, and then able to just snatch it right out of the air. Across stick fake.
See, just the patience there. You can see these guys know how to play lacrosse for sure. Not a surprise that they're all Americans.
Oh, and there's the big over-the-head check. Gets him. I
He
don't know how
still
he keeps
got
that
it.
stick. Takes the shot off the defenseman. Picked back up by the North team.
Ooh,
And that's a great stick.
that was some serious handle on that attackman, huh? Getting through that
Absolutely.
mess.
And there's Quillian out of Foothill going to Dominican on the snag there. Snatched that right out of the air with the pole. Really impressive play.
You know, that's an up-and-coming program up there, a Division II program in Northern California. Coach Ned Webster and his staff have done a great job building that program, and you know, they want to take on the big powers from back east to the Dowlings and the Limestones and the CW Post. We got something here.
And there's Glazner finding Yateman across. And, you know, Glazner's one of the guys I've been waiting to talk about. He is probably my favorite player at the high school level that I've seen play all year. Plays for Bishops. They ended up losing in the San Diego section, D2 section final. But he is a fantastic player, coached by Hamilton Pollard over there. And he throws surgical checks on his way to Notre Dame. But really talented defensive player.
He's got some great defensive coaches over at Bishops, and Coach Cepeda and Coach Pollard. Doesn't surprise me that he's as talented as he is.
First quarter of play.
Nice save.
It's a huge save again. Austin Boyd making it tough.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
Out of Washington, Bellevue. Looks like Doyle's going to bring it in. Last 49 seconds to go. Here's Hunter Corpus out of Coronado.
These guys aren't afraid to pull the trigger.
Possession with the shot.
And that's a decent possession shot. It looked like the goalie was fooled there. And
He
we've got
kind of kept the stick down low.
Peretti bringing it in. A little bit different look. And there's Yateman. Last 30 seconds here. And there's Gaffelli.
Adrenaline South possession following the shot.
Gelfi.
Yep.
Gelfi.
Gelfi,
On the
Brophy
on
Prep
the shot.
product. That's a program in Arizona. They are really the staple program down there. I mean, there's been some success from teams down there like the Chaparrals and the Desert Vistas, but Brophy Prep is definitely the team.
Doyle looking across. Can't quite find Hunter
Ooh,
Corpus.
tough ground ball to give up right there. Is that on the outside? That's on the outside.
The Corpus out there, that's just a hustle play right there. Looks like with about 3 seconds to go, I think the officials wants to talk it over.
They might be calling that
Might
the
be.
quarter, Chris. It looks like it. No goal. Yeah,
All right,
hit
well,
the
that-
outside. Hit
That's
the
gonna
outside.
do it for one. It's 3-2 in favor of North. I am Chris Marshall here with Cord Kim, and you're watching the Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned for the last 3 quarters of action. Coming across, finds Costanzo. Costanzo's coming around, takes a shot in the goal, and that's gonna do it. Costanzo does it himself. Comes around the corner, shoots top shelf, off stick. And Cal State Fullerton is going to the championship game.
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact, portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
Chase Pettibone here of Westside Lax. I'm joined by Team South head coach John Zizzi. John, with one quarter down, talk a little bit about the level of play you've seen from these Western players.
So far, a great game, a lot of transition goals, but when you got a bunch of really good athletes like this, you know it's going to be an up and down transition game. These kids aren't looking to settle the ball at all.
Great, well, good luck with the second quarter.
Awesome, thanks, Chase. See you guys.
And just about ready to get back to the action here. Again, a 3-2 lead for the North team. And just a reminder, you're watching the Adrenaline All-American game presented by Game Time Footage. South controlling the ball off the face. Looks like we've got a few more questions. You want to tackle this one, Court?
Our viewers, if you could change anything about high school lacrosse, what would it be and why? What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, you know, that's a tough call.
It
I
is.
mean, high school lacrosse is just about the best time around.
I like the direction it's going. I can't think of anything that I'd really, you know, it's not really a pace of play issue. You don't see coaches micromanaging the game. I like high school lacrosse the way it is right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to agree, because I think the only thing you can do to change high school lacrosse. Fairview Street.
Adrenaline North holds possession after the shot.
That's Will McKee coming right down the middle. That's gonna look good on the GoPro, on the helmet cam.
And those Cody Bernstein with the finish there.
Nice look
no mistake
inside.
there. Gets it inside, takes the bounce shot. Let's check out the replay.
Great look inside. Get some separation.
Goal scored by number 7, Cody Bernstein.
Nice shot by Cody there. You don't see a lot of early bouncers from in close like that, but that actually came up to the top part of the cage and fooled the goalie. It's a real nice shot.
Goal scored by number 7, Cody Bernstein.
I mean, and there's all the goalies who are here deserve to be here. I know we were looking at Reese Stanley for the North in the first out of Coronado going to Dominican, and he's an impact player. I know we talked with Coach Cade about him before the game, and he's the kind of guy who's ready to start today.
Ball out of bounds, possession
And that D2 program.
Adrenaline South.
I think that was Glazner creating a turnover there, just with a little poke check. Got on his bottom hand, ball turns over. He's got the ball now in his stick, and he's clearing it.
And you know, my favorite part about his game is that every check he throws sets up the next check he's going to throw. I mean, it's exciting to watch. Here's Doyle, opts to pull it back out. Looking, takes the shot, and that one eaten up. There's gone on the shot.
Fundamentally, that was a nice-looking save. Goalie looked it all the way into his pocket, right at hip high. Ooh, little dangle over there with the long pole. Look at this guy.
Okay.
Oh,
All
but
for
turns it
naught.
over.
There's Cruzan taking it in.
Nice patience.
Finds Yateman.
What a
Yateman
great
pulling
move.
it in. Takes the shot. Diving off stick high. Yateman making it look easy.
That is a tough goal to score. Falling to the ground and sticking top shelf. That's not easy to do.
And that's against the grain.
This guy's got some skill. Watch the dangle right here. Beautiful stick handling, but then little bit of a force clearing the ball. Creates a 2-on-1. Watch how nice this finish is. You kidding me?
I mean, Yateman.
Rolls back again.
High School, the Adrenaline South goal
Sticks it in the
scored
top
by
of the
number
cage, going to the
2,
ground.
Jack Yateman.
And then going to Providence next year, probably see plenty more of that.
That was nasty.
And there's Chris Severson on his way to BYU. Probably is going to score a bunch more goals like that at the club level.
That was sweet. Watch this. Out of the point, Will McKee, pop, pinch and pop, draws the point man.
Adrenaline
Elevator
goal scored by number
in its purest
23,
form. That is a beautiful goal right there. That guy's got some whip too. He's got a little whip in that pocket.
Yeah, there was no mistaking what was going on there.
He's done that before.
McKee.
This one won again by the North. Really,
Once
really
again,
controlling the
Adrenaline
face-off
North
X.
from Bingham High.
You know, it wasn't
Goal
Will that
scored by
time.
number 23, Chris Severson.
Nice check.
That's a big-time check. That one coming from Taylor Rathbun.
Nice opposite
on his way to
field
Salisbury.
clearing pass. Well played with the body. He's on his way to Salisbury, huh? Not a bad place to go for lacrosse.
Here's Fixin. Nice split.
Move to the middle of the field. No backup. Got to give it to the goalie on that one.
Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's another big play at Austin Boyd.
Adrenaline North.
Good hustle. Here's a 100-yard clear I was talking about. Watch Hernandez go. He's just going to get it. He's on his horse. He's gone. Speedster. Covers so much ground.
And you know,
Great look.
Ooh. It's Pipe City.
Oh, that's a sweet move right there. A little tuck under.
That's
Here they
Fixin
go.
again.
Look at Hernandez tracking him down. That's great hustle.
Hasek looking inside. Great stick fake. There's the shot just off the mark.
I'm really impressed with Yateman's patience. I mean, you saw it on the last play where he
Let's see if I have his number.
He's supposed to be looking for us.
their stick as quickly as possible. He rolled back and had a higher percentage shot when he was done. Just got to put it on cage.
Yeah, look at Husek going to Bryant, staying on O with the pole for a good portion of that possession. And Yateman pulling that one a little bit.
Little case of the hooks there.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
Could have been the check.
And again, keep your
Give it the
questions,
benefit of the doubt.
comments coming. We'd love to hear from you. Get a chance to win some great knockouts. Also take the time to subscribe. You are watching the Lacrosse Network.
They inverting Doyle?
Looks like it. And there's Kesey on the drive. There's a great ride. And there's Doyle with
That
the
is a
GB
great
looking
ride.
inside
Wow.
to Gone.
Oh,
Gone
what a
with the
save.
whip shot there.
That was an incredible save and almost a brilliant outlet.
And I mean, the thing about that is the fact that he was able
Look
to
at the
just
scrap.
get that off.
Yeah, unbelievable. Look at the hustle.
And that was Denning Crenshaw with the ground ball there. Back to Gelfie.
You'd think this game mattered to these kids, the way they're hustling all over the place. Wow, what a move.
And there's Fixin. We've been calling his number all day. Putting his first of the game in to bring the game back to within one at 4-5 in favor of the North team.
You know, I've seen in 2 moves already now from this guy. We talked about it a second ago, where he made a little shoulder dodge to the inside. This time he does a face dodge to the middle of the field. This guy knows exactly where he wants to get for those high percentage shots, and he does a great job of it. We've seen that now in 2 instances. You know what he's all about. Scorer.
And that's the one thing with these guys. I mean, I think it's more difficult to get the defense clicking on the same page with all the slides and recoveries than it is for the offense.
Definitely.
Because I mean, you've seen that a couple times from both sides where the slide hasn't come and he's coming right down the middle of the fairway there.
That's good, solid short stick D there. Not a lot of angle there.
A lot
That's
of
Will
juice
McKee
on it,
going
though.
right-handed from the left wing. Dropped it sidearm, which took a little more angle away from him.
It's great clear there by Rathbun.
We got numbers. That's a long pole face dodge, I believe.
And
Looks
that's
like a tweener.
And that's Willie Mort out of Torrey Pines. So you know Coach Zizzy's seen that before, and you know I've seen it before. But it's a really fantastic play. He's got a great stick.
Such an added dimension offensively. When you get a long pole that can press in transition this way, kind of reminds you of a Chapman long stick midfielder, doesn't it?
You know, it's like Matty Walrath. Matty Walrath.
Score with the long pole by number 11, Willie Mort.
He had a great game in the section championship, the D1 section championship. Ended up falling to LCC, and there's a lot of those guys out here too. Gone being one of them.
In the net. Man, how about that save a little while ago? That 5-hole save on the doorstep. That was impressive.
I mean, there's no shortage of talent out here on the West Coast. I think it's a great opportunity for everyone out there to see what these kids are working with.
Well, you know, we said it in the LXM Pro game. We just covered Peter Baum.
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest Tewaaraton Award winner. the Heisman Trophy of lacrosse, and a West Coaster's winning it.
Yeah.
Says a lot.
And Lacrosse fans, Adrenaline Apparel is premiering its
And
official
welcome to the Game Time Footage Skybox. We're having a great time here in Costa Mesa, California at Orange Coast College watching these fantastic high school kids play. And we're 7.5 minutes to go here in the game, and it's exciting to see what these kids have got to show.
And it's a heck of a game. 5-5 right now. These guys are getting after it.
It's a nice handle there by Gantz.
We got the North with possession starting out of that timeout. Let's see what we got here. He looks like he's going to split. Yep. He looks like he was setting up a split dodge.
Nice handle inside. And that's a great lift
check on the
Ball
gloves.
out of bounds, possession, Adrenaline South.
And that one coming from Crenshaw.
Great check. Staying busy. Nothing worse than a defenseman that's in your gloves. Makes playing lacrosse really difficult and annoying. But a great play, nonetheless.
And be sure to check out Westside Lax on their YouTube channel, Facebook, and follow them on Twitter at Westside Lax for news, scores, rankings, highlights, and more. Westside Lax, the source of Western lacrosse.
Love that website, by the way. Love that website for all the information you need. And because the game of lacrosse, it's grown so much out here on the West Coast. Those guys.
Cruzen
Oh, nice
on his
look.
way to Dartmouth.
Nice
And a look inside, and there's Gateman doing it again. You have to think that he's a front runner for player of the game.
See a Rancho Bernardo product?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on his way to Providence.
That guy looks incredibly comfortable in front of the goal on the crease.
Scored by number 2, Jack
Welcome,
Yateman.
welcome back.
And welcome back again.
Repeating the goal scored
There's
for
Yateman
Adrenaline
showing
South
the
from Rancho Bernardo High School
showing what he
by
can do. I mean, a lot of
number 2,
versatility. I mean, he's
Jack
beating these
Yateman,
defenders on
his second goal of the game.
the drive as well as coming through on the off-ball movement. And really impressive stuff.
He's got great shooting technique too, Chris. Really fundamentally sound. Here comes Hernandez again in the open field. Let's see if he goes to the goal.
Loses the angle,
Smart play.
moves it to
Yep,
X.
smart play.
Here's Okma. Up to Gantz.
A lot of room.
Wants the shot, and that one just over the cage.
It's a good time to go right there.
Ball up. Adrenaline North holds possession after the shot.
I like the spacing from the North. You know, they're giving players opportunities to dodge to the goal, spreading out that South defense. Nice defensive play there. Get your stick up.
And there's Robin. I mean,
We got a break.
Wants to take it himself. Takes the shot, and a little bit optimistic on that play, but gets it back.
Great ride. Great ride by the attack there.
And there's Peretti on his way to High Point. And great turn. Looking inside, and there's the shot and goal. I mean, that's such an unselfish play.
I'm really impressed with Yateman. He seems to find all the pockets in the defense. You know, great move down here on the wing. Maybe a little overplay, maybe a little over-aggressive, pretty far out, but a change of direction right here sets up the play, and Yateman just seems to know where to be. Slips to the back pipe and finishes it.
Jack Yateman.
I like that guy as a finisher, man. He's impressive.
Assist to the goal by
I mean, he just
number
seems to
1,
have a nose
Bryce
for the goal.
Absolutely.
And that's his third. So already with the hat trick.
Once again, the goal scored
Early
for Adrenaline
in the
South
second quarter.
by number 2, Jack Yateman. His third goal and the hat trick for the game.
You know, and it looks like the North team has gotten a little bit unsettled with the great play of Gateman and the South team.
After the shot.
Another face-off win there for Will McKee, bringing it down. Tried to take it himself. Pulled it a little bit into the ground. North maintains possession.
Look at
Great
the dodge.
defense. Great defense.
And that's Aiden Kennedy at La Jolla Country Day on his way to Colorado College to play D3 ball.
Got to make that move a little sooner, Chris, on the split dodge. If you're going to bring your stick across your face, you got to make it a little bit sooner.
And there's Gantz getting by Glazner
Possession
there. I mean,
North, following
I
the
haven't
shot.
seen that happen very many times. I mean,
Gantz can
good
move.
recovery, but that kid's got some
He can
speed.
move.
Here's Winter.
Ooh, love that. Back check on the turn. Why not? Stick is usually trailing at that point.
Up top, here's McKee. Moves it.
Gantz might be able to
Huge
track this
muscle
down.
play.
He's got it. He's got it.
He is so fast.
Yep.
And Glazner just waiting for him to hang that stick.
Wow, he is, for a big guy, I mean, Glazner's not a small guy. He's a monster.
Yeah.
He can move. Great footwork on him.
And that's the thing. It's like you look at that check he throws in front,
Yep.
and then he leaves it up there like he's going to hit you on the back. And you know, you see Gantz hesitate because he knows if he gets ahead of him, he's going to throw that check around the back. Here's Yateman again getting the ball. I mean, he's everywhere.
Oh, nice little goose to himself. Let's see if he can come up with it. Yep. Great hustle by this long pole.
You know, Gelfie's going to wish he had two hands on that one, but able to get the ball back out of his stick. See
These
who
guys
wants this
getting
one.
after it. They're getting after it.
There's Gelfie coming up with it, making up for losing that ball.
Look out.
And I don't know how he kept that one in. That was a big-time hit, a legal hit. Able to throw the lift in there to disrupt the passing lane. See a little bit of the jitters with these guys. That's a great goose back to himself.
Getting a little sloppy, but, you know, you can't fault these guys for effort. They are getting after it.
There's Peretti thinking about the
Ooh, just
shot.
pulled that feet a little bit. It's a good idea.
Yeah, it was
Good
looking for
idea.
Kennedy. Kennedy was there.
Possession, Adrenaline North.
The ball's going to go back to the North team, who've got to get something going. After a quick start, they've kind of been put back in a hole.
Yeah, they've been scoreless for a number of minutes here. Let's see if they can get back to getting some of those team goals where they dodge, draw a slide, and move the ball. Something will open up on the backside.
And that was a fortunate bounce right to Zane O'Brien at LCC.
You know, there's an unfortunate injury to one of the guys on the North team. One of the players, his name's J.W. McGovern from St. Ignatius.
And that's a huge goal from Challen Rogers, his second of the game, on his way to Stony Brook. And it's all about placement. We talked about this earlier. Now let's check out the replay for the placement on this shot.
I like this kid. He's another one of those guys that he's built like a prototype midfielder.
Scored by number 18, Challen.
Watch the shooting technique here. Great shooting technique coming down this alley. High to low, right into that opposite corner. Goalie can't do much about that.
Adrenaline North.
Right back to it. And it seems like, aside from that one, the South team has been able to neutralize the face-off X. I know that McKee was having a lot of luck.
Yep.
Or not luck, but doing well.
A lot of success.
A lot of success.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can't call something that's such a skill position luck ever.
Now, he's been doing it for a number of years, and I think what makes him extra dangerous is he's got an offensive skill set, too. This guy can press in transition, and he can score goals for himself or he can give it up.
Here comes Rogers again, draws the quick double. Looking to feed. Doesn't look like Matt O'Neill was looking for that one. And Matt O'Neill is another one of those guys. If you haven't seen his highlights from earlier,
Nice
that's a real heads-up play.
That is a heads-up play.
Definitely take the time to look. From the Adrenaline Showcase tournament, the kid is sick. On his way to Nazareth.
Oh, lost something.
That was more like an estate sale check there. And the South is going to get it back with just over a minute to go.
You know, you can definitely see the tendency on the North side. They're much more midfield oriented out of the offense, whereas the offense for the South, they've got guys like Doyle and Yateman. They're much more attack heavy. Although, right when I say that, a midfielder comes right down Main Street. Just a little bit wide. He's still open.
Look inside, wants to back him down. Takes the shot.
Oh,
That's
nice
a huge
save.
save. And there's Boyd again.
Heads
stunning,
up.
But doesn't see the other guy. That one picked up. See if he can get in. That's great help defense. Looks like he stepped in the crease. That's no goal. It's going to be a crease
Crease violation.
Adrenaline South, possession North.
Goalie's got to have the awareness there. You got an attackman at X. He sneaks in behind him and just rides him and takes the ball from him. Could have been a scoring opportunity. We're looking at one right now.
Here comes Mort again.
Good look inside by the long pole. Right on the money.
Ball in the last 10 seconds, gonna have to get a shot off. Makes the pass. Probably should have shot that one. Nice flip back.
Good first half. Good lacrosse.
Absolutely. That's great lacrosse. I mean,
And
still one
ladies and
goal
gentlemen,
game. It's
after
exciting.
2 quarters of play, our score.
You know, it's 7-6 in
Adrenaline
favor of the
Adrenaline
South team. It
South
went on a little bit of a
7.
run to end that one. But the North team has just as much firepower. We saw them start the game real hot. So I mean, this is still anyone's game. So definitely stay tuned onto the Lacrosse Network to see the halftime show, as well as the last half of action. I'm Chris Marshall here with Court Kim, and we'll be right back.
And ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, we'll have a special scholarship award presentation.
Here comes Loy, wheeling and dealing, shooting and scoring! The Mavericks are champions! The Mavericks are champions! Loy with 20.7 seconds to go in the overtime period gives La Costa Canyon the victory. They have defeated Torrey Pines all 3 times this year.
Helmet features a yellow TL17 sticker. LXM Pro and Adrenaline Lacrosse would like to welcome Tyler's parents, Jim and Patty, his brother Ryan, sister-in-law Jessie, cousins Noah and Bobby, and 2011 Tyler Lucas Memorial Scholarship recipient Kevin Powers to present this year's Memorial Scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrenaline Lacrosse and the Lucas family are pleased to announce the winner of the 2012 Tyler Lucas Memorial Scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, from Foothill High School right here in the OC, defenseman Alex Keelian. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the $1,000 scholarship donated by Adrenaline Lacrosse, Tyler's parents made a personal contribution of $500, and Tyler's brother Ryan will also add $500 to the $1,000 scholarship donated by Adrenaline, for a grand total of $2,000 contributed towards Alex Killian's college tuition. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Lucas family, Kevin Powers, and our 2012 Tyler Lucas Memorial Scholarship recipient, Alex Killian.
Which color is north, which one's south?
South is white.
Camera.
I mean, that's a really nice presentation for the Tyler Lucas Memorial Scholarship. I mean, really a great thing for the game. It's really nice to see the cues on the helmets there, and I'm glad his parents are out here supporting the game. It's
Of course.
a great story.
It is a great thing to see for the game.
Yeah, and I know there's a bunch of other great players coming out of Issaquah who are playing in this game today, so it's exciting to see those kind of players. Well, joining us now, Max Davis from the LXM Pro game earlier. I hope you guys saw it because it was pretty exciting. Tell us a little bit about the game.
I mean, game was certainly exciting. You know, it was great to be a part of it. It was definitely back and forth for a while. We kind of jumped out on the other team early on in the game, and they fought their way back, so credit to them in the second half, and it was a great ending. So, got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few games that are that exciting. I mean, you look at Team Soleil able to come out there after being down all game, take the lead for the first time late in the fourth quarter, and then hold on. But I mean, you got guys out there, you know, Mikey Powell and John Christmas making it look easy. What was it like out there with Sam Bradman? I mean, how did he look out there?
I mean, Sam certainly didn't lose a step. I mean, he made the transition from Salisbury right to the professional field seamlessly. You know, he came out, I think he had 3 goals. You know, he took his shots when they were there. He played unselfishly. So, you know, great to have him on Team STX West for sure.
Yeah, and I know that's exciting. And looks like we're going to go down to sideline reporter, Westside Lax sideline reporter, Chase Pettibaugh.
Skills provide speed, agility, and strength performance training equipment.
Chase Pettibaugh again here with Westside Lax. I'm joined by the Vice President of Journal Lacrosse, Rory Doucette. Rory, how's the day been going so far at Orange Coast College?
Hey, today's been great. Thanks for having me here. It's been a great opportunity for us to reward a lot of kids who have gone through our programs and, you know, kids that we're proud of. We told them before the game, you know, you're part of our family. And they're guys that came through, got recruited, and they're headed off to all different schools next year. So we wanted to give them one last chance to play together and have some fun.
Yeah. How's everything been going with Journal Lacrosse?
Everything's great, man. We're in a great period right now of continuing our grassroots efforts, putting some more lacrosse in different areas of the West, and really pushing to get more sticks in kids' hands. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys have added a bunch of events to your schedule this summer. Talk a little bit about what's new with you guys.
So as you can see today, we have a partnership now with the LXM Tour, where we have a ton of pros coming in. Couple that with the tournament. Today's a little unique. We have All-American game, but generally it's a tournament. We got 60, 70, sometimes up to 100, 120 teams together, and they get to see a program, so that's exciting. We're doing our first East Coast event this summer, our Black Card Showcase in Pennsylvania, which will showcase the top 114 kids in the country. Super excited about that. We're doing that one for charity, completely at cost. We have a couple sponsors that are jumping in to help us out. So we're excited to continue to grow and get more sticks in kids' hands.
Yeah, is there anyone you'd like to thank for making this event possible?
Absolutely. Our sponsors today, we couldn't have done it without Maverick, without Cascade, and without the Adrenaline Movement. If you look around and see these kids, they have the newest, best Cascade helmets, decked out with some All-American stickers. The gear is from, the clothing, I should say, is from Adrenaline Apparel. They're doing a great job with their stuff. The gloves from Maverick. All of them came together to make today a great day. We're really happy with them.
Thanks for joining us, Roy. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you. Good.
And welcome back. I mean, there's been no short of exciting lacrosse action. We've seen some great goals from Hernandez and Yateman. I think we should definitely take a look at the first half highlights.
You know, here we've had a battle. I think the faceoffs have actually been pretty close to even, but, you know, we got the scoring started early. I believe that was Michael Hernandez with an outside rip. McKee with a split dodge down the alley. A beautiful shot on the run to the opposite corner. This was a great look from Doyle to the backside. Great location. Kesey with the finish. Great save. I tell you, there's been some stellar goaltending this half. That one right here, low. That's a tough save. Low and away. And then here's the location. I mean, you start to see there's an early bouncer from in close. Real nice location on these shooters. These guys have spent a lot of time on the cage.
Surgical. Oh, this is that great goal.
Love this move by Yateman. It's almost like a dodge, re-dodge. Dodges down and then re-dodges, comes around to the ground and is able to stick it in the top part of the cage. Really nice stick and body control there.
Great too. I mean, that's really impressive.
Here's an elevator, if there ever was one. Wow. That is a serious elevator goal. Beautiful shot. Was real impressed with this guy. Nix, what was the Fixon, Zach Fixon, really impressed with him.
And then here's Willie Mort out of Torrey Pines coming out and doing it with the pole. I mean, he's a real versatile player.
Yeah. You gotta love those long poles that can create opportunities like that. It's another threat that you have in your offensive arsenal. There's Yateman doing his thing from the inside. Great finisher, real efficient. This is him creeping to the backside. Nice little breakdown dodge here, change of direction. Yateman slips to the backside, puts it away, does what he does best.
And that was his third. I mean, he's doing really great.
Nice little alley dodge here, great shooting technique to the lower corner. High level shot right there.
And you know, it's really great to see these guys out there playing. I mean, what do you think about these unis they're wearing too? I mean, they're pretty flashy.
They're pretty cool. I tell you, it's a little tricky to read the numbers from up here, but I tell you what, no shortage of patriotism. You mentioned it earlier.
I mean, it's great helmet wraps, and then you see the flag, the whole flag motif going through for all these kids, and as well as the Maverick gloves. I mean, they've done some really kind of revolutionary things you've seen with the different pictures throughout the design, and really neat stuff going on. I mean, that's one thing that the Adrenaline guys were really trying to emphasize. There's nobody out there that gets cooler stuff than the Adrenaline All-American game, brought to you by Game Time Footage.
This means a lot to those kids. You know, when they can capture this gear, take it home, brag about it to their buddy, this means a lot. It's a status symbol for a lot of these players to represent this showcase. It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that I'd love to have some of that gear. I mean, I'd wear it out there and tell everyone I was a 2012 Adrenaline All-American. I know I played on a couple travel squads back in the day, but you know, I still wear that stuff for the squads you get chosen to play on. And like you mentioned, I mean, it's a badge of honor.
It is.
I mean, you see those kids out there. It's exciting.
Swag matters to kids these
Swag
days.
matters.
Swag matters.
Just about ready to get back to the action here. Again, McKee really doing a great job winning that to himself. And you mentioned that earlier about if he gets loose, if you don't get a stick on him right away, he'll take that right to the house.
He's going right down Main Street. He'll take it right to the rack and create.
I'll interview you. I'm just gonna say.
And again, be sure to vote on who you think should be the Westside Lax player of the game. We'd love to hear what your thoughts on. I mean, it's tough to vote against Yateman right now with 3 goals.
I was going to say that same name, Chris. Yateman has been the most impressive. I'll tell you, the lefty goalie, I think it's from Torrey. I was impressed with him. Is it Vaughn?
Katie.
Really impressed with him.
And moving the ball up again, the south, and that's a great check.
Nice trail check right there. Hanging the stick just a little bit. These long poles are pretty skilled. Can't get away with it. I'm still waiting for your boy Doyle to break out. I expect big things out of him this half.
He'll be there. Don't you worry about that. He's around. Wait for crunch time. And it looks like we got another question. What was your most amazing moment on the field playing?
You know, for me personally, it was my brother and I had an opportunity to represent the Korean World Team in the 2002 World Championships down in Perth, Australia. My father, who is native South Korean, made the trip all the way from upstate New York to go watch his sons play and represent his country. I would have to say that was the most powerful moment, walking down that field, holding the Korean flag with my father in attendance. That was pretty cool.
That's pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
I mean, you really kind of raises the hair on your neck with that one. I mean, that's exciting. I mean, mine's a little less exciting. I scored a goal in the 4th quarter at University of Florida to send it to overtime. My only goal of the season. And speaking of goals, there's a huge goal from Roland. His ears are burning, and that's his 2nd of the game. And that's a great placement shot. We've been talking about it all day with these kids. I mean, you know, everyone wants to rip top corner.
Yep.
But if you can send it low, you can finish 10 times more often.
You know, guys that can take these shots on the run and stick them, you just know they've spent countless hours developing that craft.
When it's fundamental play too. You know, it's not always the flashiest shot you can take, but it's the one that goes in. And at the end of the day, that's what really counts.
So finish your 4th quarter goal story. I got to hear this.
Oh, well, it was on a fast break, and I saw the ball come down, and I just ran out. And one of the attackmen had actually come over, so it was just me and the goalie. I threw 2 fakes and finished it high. Sent the game to overtime where we won. And I mean, that was my only goal of the season, so it was a memorable one.
That's a pretty special moment. I'll give you that. I mean, anytime you're scoring a goal, it's going to create a victory out of it, especially your only goal. That's big.
There's a great cross crease look, and another finish. That one coming from Perkins. And Perkins is one of those players that we've seen. He's got a rip. Going to Phillips Exeter for a prep year.
For a PG?
Yeah, but he's going to be an impact player at the next level, at the D1 level for sure.
I'll tell you what, nice deceptive goal there. Catches it and goes high to high. Watch his release here. Steps in, got the stick high. Goalie drops his stick just slightly. It's real deceptive when you're coming and you can hide your stick like that. Real nice shooting technique out of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Perkins all season from Torrey Pines, and he's one of the guys that Coach Dizzy told us about. I mean, he is surgical on the shot.
Here's another break from McKee.
Once again,
Right back at him.
Scored by number 21, Dakota.
What?
Rowland.
I like that guy at the point, man. That's 2 goals now where he's caught it in one motion, has stuck the upper corner. Watch this. Coming down, catches, and it's out of his stick and in the corner. That is ridiculous.
I mean, just shredding. That kid is impressive kid.
They got the right guy at the point playing attack, I'll tell you that much. That's a nice tandem right there between Will and Severson finishing.
Well, I mean, it's exactly the same thing we saw earlier between Felice and Ritz.
Absolutely.
You know, they draw that slide,
Absolutely.
and then find that guy on the wing, and he just buries
His
it.
second goal of the game.
Yeah, it's like a mirror image. You're absolutely right.
A little bit of an ambitious shot. That one going
Lions
over the
possession,
cage
Adrenaline North.
and backed up by the North team. So we got Tanner Zigrang in the game from the Bishop School on his way to USC to play club ball.
The keeper?
Yes.
Oh, man, we had a lot of green there, too. Got a little bit casual with that clearing pass, but he made up for it with a nice chop check.
Yeah, and that's Bowman coming on Yateman. That's a huge check. I mean, I thought Yateman might have lobbed that one in there. Oh man, that one was just off the mark.
That was just off the mark.
Wow. And we know that he can score goals like that.
These South guys are pressing. Here's Doyle. Yeah.
There you have it. There
look,
you have it. Sean Doyle. Coming
as
up
advertised, you mentioned it. It's making you look good.
Good off.
Making himself look good. Look at this move. Split dodge, gets top side above his defenseman, sticks it low. Near side, actually. Pulls it near side. Goalie still doesn't know where it went.
That was actually Peretti.
Was it really? Marietti.
On his way to High Point. Very similar look for those
I was
kids.
going to say, he has a very similar skill set to Doyle.
Repeating the Adrenaline South
We were
goal
both fooled.
scored by number 1, Bryce Marietti.
A little different look on the face-off here for the North team. We had Okma winning the face-off there. Little versatility, and definitely giving McKee a break.
A breather.
He's been on
Yeah.
all over the place.
They got a delayed sub here.
Coming up, GLE draws the quick double. There's Glazner coming over, laying some lumber.
Wow, nice
And
finish.
Foley out of his cage. Really out of position there for the great finish.
Hey, you can see Glazner. Glazner's coming with bad intentions right here. Boom! I mean, he wants to take that guy's arm off. That guy did everything he could to get that ball out of his stick. And then a nice elevator finish. A little slow recovery by the South, but talk about capitalizing on a double team right there. North did a great job with that. Nice finish.
Yeah, and that's Tills. I mean, we've seen Tills take a couple of rips. That's the first time he's found the net today. But I mean, he's had a lot of opportunities.
Brown's going to be psyched to be getting him for the next 4 years.
And again, to check to see if you won any of the contests today in this game or in the LXM Pro game, be sure to check out our Facebook page, and we'll announce the winners there. Got away with one.
Almost a pick in the middle of the field.
So be sure to like our Facebook page, and that's where we will post who won the contest. So keep your questions, comments coming. We'd love to hear from you. You've had some great ones so far. I'm not sure if we've got a winner yet, but you become away with some great TLN gear and some knockaround sunglasses.
Morgan Bauer, she's there. I don't know any chicks.
Oh! Hate to give those up. Off the stick of Yateman, kind of trickled in. It might have been off the defensive stick. Let's take a look. I'm not exactly sure. Definitely created a situation here with the midfielder coming down the field. clearing it. Got to step on his defenseman. Yateman drove backside. Let's see what happens here. Off the defensive stick. Those sting a little bit, but
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those this season. I mean, once just kind of, you're in there trying to make a defensive play. I mean, you
can't fault him for hustling.
Yeah, can't hang your head. He's in great position. You know, he might have come away with that one if it's a couple inches higher or lower. But if he doesn't catch it, Yateman is gonna finish it.
Wow, they're going back to the that formula. Will McKee to Severson. Just wide.
I mean, that's not a bad formula.
It isn't. It's been working great so far.
I mean, he's got just a real cannon, too. I mean, you see that come out of his stick, the low to high
It is
Samir
a
Chaudhry
rip.
special.
It is a rip. Here comes Hernandez. He's going north-south. Nope.
You go driving from X. And I've been impressed with the individual play defensively from the South team. I mean, because these North guys have some burners.
Definitely. Ooh.
There's a great goal. That one coming from Zane O'Brien, one of the Southern California representatives for the North team out of LCC.
Watch this shot. It kind of fooled the goalie. The goalie was almost too quick, reacting low, and it went right over his stick. He moved past it. Ended up sneaking right over his stick.
Yeah, but Zane's got some juice on his shot too. I mean, another one of those LCC Lax Factory products. I mean, we've seen a lot of good players come out of there over the last several years.
Yeah, that's one of the signature programs down here for sure, Lacrosse Canyon.
Once again, from Lacrosse
They've been putting out players for decades.
And be sure to check out the Westside Lax on their YouTube channel, Facebook, and to follow them on Twitter at Westside Lax for news, scores, ranking, highlights, and more. Westside Lax, the source of Western lacrosse. And also, be sure to put your votes in for the Westside Lax Player of the Game.
Adrenaline North holds possession after the shot.
Another face-off win by Will McKee. Brought it down. Hernandez found a guy inside on the crease, just pulled it a little bit wide. North retains possession.
And this two-goal lead that the South has going right now is definitely far from safe. I mean, we saw right at the beginning of the game able to go out and score 2 goals from the North, and they're really impressive, especially in transition in the unsettled situation. Very talented individually.
Yep. I have a feeling this is going to come down very similar to what we saw in the pro game earlier. We're going to come down to the wire with these guys.
You know, I don't hate the matchup with Gantz, with the shorty. I mean, you see him down there, you know he's got some serious speed. He was able to blow by Glazner earlier. A nice fight through that one. You got Rogers, who has 2 goals on the day.
Oh, great look. Is that Glazner
That's
again?
Glazner up to Hunter
What
Corpus.
a play.
Another
He
San
might
Diego
get a
product.
goal out of this. Look, you know, you got to credit Glazner for that play. A great ground ball, puts the ball right on that guy's stick, in stride, creating transition. All he had to do was dodge a drape check, coming down the field. Look at this ground ball and pass right on the money. Has to get through a drape check right there, tucks it, and sticks it. You got to give Glazner at least half the credit on that goal.
Absolutely. That's just count for 2 assists, and that's Hunter Corpus on the goal out of Coronado on his way to Air Force, and he's a big-time player.
Great stick protection coming down the field there.
I mean, we've seen him put the team on his back a few times in Coronado.
The Adrenaline South goal scored by
And I know it's another guy that Coach Cage is real high on. Also coming off a Division II San Diego Section Championship, beating the Bishop School, which Glazner plays for. So no, short memory for these guys.
Right.
Playing for the same team now. Here comes Mort. He's rolling, thought about bringing that one in. Opts to pull it back out, and again, a lot of patience from these high school kids.
It's probably a good time to exercise some patience. They get a 3-goal lead coming off of a goal. Let's enjoy the ball a little bit down here.
Back to rolling. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy rolls back.
Oh,
That's
nice
a
little
huge check.
Had nothing left.
Here comes Gantz, probably going to take this one himself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got a world of speed.
He can cover some ground.
Hope they're not mad at my performance.
Call it a day.
Good defensive play down there. It looked like he was beat on the rollback. That change of direction. Threw a little bit, I guess you could call it a little bit of a rusty gate. It almost looked desperation, but it was a timely check, and they've got the ball back going, trying to cut into this 3-goal lead.
Gantz with the skip pass. Bernstein looking inside. It's a great look on the crease. That's a big stick up there. That's Trent Lauer.
Oh, look at the stick on Glazner.
I mean, some of those checks that he has in his book are have to be courtesy of Hamilton Pollard. I mean, the way you see them play, I mean, it's unapologetic. I mean, he throws big checks, and he's not sorry about it. But they land. I mean, they're good checks.
You know, in a lot of ways, those are the most effective kind of defensemen. The guys that don't apologize for playing a nasty game. That's their job.
Way to fight through and just can't quite get it on the cage. That was gone.
I think Glazner's also rocking a chest mount GoPro. That'd be some pretty cool footage to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, you see him coming for blood.
You could probably see the panic on some of the attackmen's faces, right through the camera.
Here's Doyle, looking for the pass inside, can't quite find it.
Got
And
a
that's
toe on the line.
It's a great play. Might have missed that
Yep.
offsides.
A little bit.
The ground ball picked it by Roland.
Can you embed the live feed like in a website? Like, you know.
Side finds Doyle, and Doyle loves that hitch. Getting a little ambitious with that pass across the crease. There's the shot. Oh! And that one just sneaks in. There's the goal for Coulian. Out of Foothill, again going Dominican. And that one stings. I mean, he had it covered.
Literally. It might literally sting.
Right through my
I'm
hands.
not sure where it hit him. It might have got him caught under the leg. Let's see. Here's the hitch you're talking about from Doyle. That one snuck through. They capitalized on that. Just squibbed through. Might have been a kick save effort off that right foot and snuck in underneath them.
Yeah, I mean, Tanner Zigrang's got to have a short memory on that one. And right back into the face-off. Because I mean, Tanner's got to get right back into this game. So, I mean, they need him to have a big game for the rest of this quarter to keep them in this game.
Yep.
4-goal largest lead of the game for the South squad.
The home South team is definitely rolling right now. And they're getting possessions, which is even more demoralizing for the North. You got to get a couple timely turnovers here and get some transition goals.
You know, I think you've got to get McKee back at the face-off X, trying to get into those fast breaks. And there's another huge goal.
Extending it. That's a great move right there. Great finish.
And there's Fixon with his second goal of the game. I mean, you know, we talked about him earlier. I mean, he's got the right skill set.
I like this guy. He just knows where to get to on the field. He goes to his strong left hand, takes on a lift check. This one he pulls out a jump shot this time. Great location off stick. Beautiful goal.
It looks like Coach Foss wants to talk it over. There's a 5-goal lead, and they need to do something to stop the bleeding right here. I mean, you have to go back to what's working for them, I think. You know, get McKee on there, keep moving the ball, get it up to Severson, and let him just rip. I mean, he's got a
I like that formula. If they can get Will McKee winning some draws out in front of him, pinch and pop and get it to Severson, you're bound to score. You're going to get high percentage shots from that.
Yeah, and even if they don't come to you and they're pushing out on Severson, McKee can score. We saw that right off the first face-off of the game. And again, be sure to check out Westside Lax on YouTube, Facebook, and follow them on Twitter at Westside Lax for news, scores, rankings, highlights, and more. Westside Lax, the source of Western lacrosse. And keep the votes and comments and questions coming for the Westside Lax Player of the Game.
We got a weird look over there.
Just about ready to get back to the action here. We'll have to see what Coach Foss has had to say to these guys. I mean, interesting to see if they come out in a little bit different set, try and get something going. Maybe switch out some other polls. Because I mean, the defensive players for the South, especially in the second and third quarters, have been flat out dominant.
You know, the North, as we talked about in the first half, Chris, you know, they're definitely much more midfield oriented out of their offense. I like to see them doing more of the same. When you got a guy like Glazner down on the back line, you're just not going to create opportunities against him. So I think that they've got to keep pressing from the midfield, take guys like Will and Hernandez, and start doing some north-south dodging.
I mean, I think they've got to take advantage of the fact that Glazner slides early. Right back in, and that one just off the mark. That's Taposis on the shot on his way to Dartmouth out of Deerfield.
It's a nice face-off win by him.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I was saying, I mean, take advantage of the fact that the slides are coming really early from the South team, and then just move the ball.
Spin it, yeah.
Recommended by LXM. Yeah. And then
mean, because it's a real blessing and a curse. Look inside, and that one's just off the mark. I mean, you know he wants that one back.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
What?
Where's he from?
He went to Chapman. He was Chapman.
Coaches are asking for some pressure here.
And there's Gone. A little ambitious with that one-armed shot.
Here comes the human clear. Hernandez is going to just turn on the jets and go.
A nice wrap check there at the end from Gone. Almost got him.
Caught a little stick.
They must have to memorize the roster.
They do.
There's Winter.
I just don't think this is the matchup here. I don't think you go on Glazner. You know, they probably want to get it around and get some touches a little bit, but
You write all the
he's scary.
numbers in a row.
Yeah, he's a big kid. I mean, he's going to be an impact player right away at Notre Dame.
Nice move.
And that's a good call. You want to go right to Rogers. He's got 2 goals. I mean, he's had the hot hand, and he's a super smooth, athletic kid. And I mean, he can get by those players and take that jump shot right there. And there's Glazner again over the head.
With that, I'm either
Running around the
There's Winter able to get the ball back.
You know, they've got Gantz, they've got Hernandez. They've got to attack out of the
McKee out
midfield,
there.
I think, here. They've got to attack out of the midfield. We're going to see one right here by Hernandez. Let's see if he goes to the goal.
It's right through.
Ooh,
Off the
tries a little
pipe.
dip and dunk. Might have caught the crease a little bit there on the follow through.
But that's a dangerous play. They need to keep going back to him to get back into this
I agree.
game.
I think you got to come from up top and attack.
I mean, he's a matchup nightmare. There are very few high school kids out there that are going to be able to stay with him. I mean, he's got that rare little bit of a hidden ball trick.
Looks like we're trying to deceive a little bit. Goalie's a little confused still, but he's found it. Turned into a turnover.
And you know, if you're gonna do that, I've seen guys do that, teams do that successfully, but Gelfi has got to sell that more. He can't just stand there like, oh yeah, he's still got the ball. he's got to make it a dodge.
They did it in the right place. They did it out in front of the goal. If they're gonna have an opportunity to score right out of it, you want to be in front. But you're right. Gelfi kind of just watched him run away with it. So
it's like you see those punters when they're running the fake punt that don't take their hands out of their hand warmers. It's like, who are you fooling? we know that's coming to TiVo. Exactly.
Adrenaline North holds possession.
we get White back up.
They had a water main
And
break.
it
Looks
kind
like
of
White got back up on it.
looks like the North team has lost a little bit of their fire.
I think they had to move off the field.
I mean, I think it's gonna take one of those spectacular goals that we know that both McKee and Hernandez can score. And you know who we haven't heard from today is Matt O'Neill, and Matt O'Neill is nasty. I mean, he's one of the best players out there for sure, and we just haven't heard anything from him. There's a big time rip, nice backup by Pararetti.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
Again, the North-South calling for pressure here. They want to be on these guys, on the ball, heavy pressure. Nice drive.
Ball out.
He's coming around looking for that textbook shot right off the shoulder of his defenseman. Those are extremely hard to see.
You know, I give the attackman credit too. You know, when you hear pressure, you know that this defenseman coming out to challenge you. You got to attack pressure with pressure.
Nice. Close.
There's Kesey out there.
Heads up back there.
Moves it to Kennedy. Kennedy looking for the Vendor Village on that one.
He can bring it. I'm worried about the kid back there in the corner, not watching the ball coming by his ear.
Here's Doyle driving, and big time checks. I mean, Taylor Scales has had him in check on his way to Virginia, so no
surprise.
no surprise there. Real talented player. I mean, it's exciting to see these West Coast guys out there. I mean, he's at a Regis Jesuit, which I think is in Denver, but going out there and making and another one off the pipe, but going out there and making an impact for these top-notch D1 programs.
Oh, nice.
Way to fight through. Was looking for O'Neill. Couldn't quite find him. Looks like one of the defensemen might have gotten a stick on it. There's Glazner looking for the feed.
No, I graduated.
There's Kesey. Kesey coming through, finds Doyle. Doyle wants to take the shot, misses
They're
it,
pushing it.
and then just gives up on it. I mean, that's not something I'm used to seeing out of him.
I think he knew the clock better than we did. There were a few seconds left, and I heard the South coaches yelling, "Shoot it!" So he tried to rip it from outside, pretty far outside, and figured the countdown was on.
What's your number?
Yeah, and after an offensive explosion, from the South team. They hold on to a 5-goal lead at 14-9 over the North team. I'm Chris Marshall here with Court Kim. You're watching the Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned for some great fourth quarter action.
Jay Pfeiffer, who he's from Baltimore, plays Syracuse. And then
Takes a shot at the goal, and that's going to do it. Costanzo does it himself. Comes around the corner, shoots top shelf, off stick. And Cal State Fullerton is going to the championship game.
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact, portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
And again, as I mentioned in the third quarter, I still think they've got to come out of the midfield. Although, look here.
And that's a huge
Great
save. That one
save.
from Caleb Pryal out of Rancho Bernardo going to VMI. And that's a big-time
That's a huge
low
save.
save. I mean, 'cause that's a good shot coming from Tills, who has a goal on the day already.
Whew, not a lot of angle there.
Saw that one all the way into his stick.
Great look. We've got something here. Nice little flip. Felt the pressure. Oh, don't have to ask him to shoot.
A lot of respect for that shot. You see Crenshaw just flinching, not wanting to take that one in the chest.
I love the wind-up out of that guy. He's got a nice whippy wind-up. It's got to be so hard for the goalie to track that.
Yeah, and he's got that full, like, kind of core movement that you see out of, like, Paul Rabel on that sports science. You see the mechanics of that shot. I mean, you
There's
pull
a
it
wind-up
way
there for
back
sure.
and really use your core muscles. And that went off one of the defensemen.
Ooh, that ground ball's gonna.
A nice
This
kick
could
to
be a
himself.
problem for the North.
Here comes Kesey. And there's a great stick. Doesn't know where it is. But the fact that Doyle got in front of that one is pretty impressive.
Long pole. Wow. Opportunistic, right inside.
And that's Robin. And we've seen him, we've called this number a lot. He's a fantastic player on his way to Salisbury. And no shortage of talent, but look at the way he picks this off, jumps up and gets it.
This is one of those, look what I found goals. You know, it just pops straight up, comes down with it, sticks it in the goal. You gotta love those.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? You catch it and put it in the goal. This isn't that hard. It's long poles. That's a great hustle play.
South extending the lead now, 6-goal lead.
From Grossmont High.
And this is what we were talking about. McKee getting in. They're just going to let him have it.
Number 14.
That's what we talked about. And there's exactly what we talked about. McKee with the goal. And that one off of Pryal's leg and in on the off-stick side. But a great finish. Good placement on that shot.
You can tell the defensive strategy for the South is slow to go. They're in a whole defense here, and they allow Will McKee. He's not the guy you want to allow to come down and shoot. They got to figure something out.
Yeah, and it seems like he's been pulling the ball back to himself a little bit on these faceoffs. So they respect the fact that he can do it. And now he's coming straight across, and that's really where he's been dangerous going straight
Repeating the
through.
Adrenaline North goal scored by number 21, Will McKee.
Got
His
some of those
second goal of the game.
Addy Zero cleats on too. I mean, those are the lightest cleats you can buy, and I mean, it's really going to his advantage here.
That's a big goal for the North. I think they broke a 5-goal run right there by the South. Hopefully they can generate a little momentum here and start chipping away at this South lead.
Yeah, and 10 minutes is plenty of time for these guys. I mean, at the rate we've seen them score, I mean, we saw them score 2 goals in about a minute and a half to start the game.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
There's another great stick, and here comes Robin again. Looking for Doyle.
We've seen some great anticipation from these defensemen on the South, anticipating that adjacent, that next pass, and they step out, and we just saw it again with the North. These guys are real good at reading when that pass is going. Part of that's on the offensive player, too. They got to move their feet a little bit more on the outside, whether it's a V-cut or just moving quicker.
And there's another great play from 2 poles there, both getting stick on that pass coming through. There's a great hustle play from the ground.
Ball scrap. Wow. These guys are getting it, and that's a great ground ball.
Just walking the tightrope,
wow,
and then to pass that ball back in. Unbelievable play. That one coming from Tills. No give, these guys.
Don't turn it over after that. That one hurts.
That one hurts. I mean, you go out there and walk the tightrope, dive to keep that one in.
Unbelievable effort from Tills.
But I mean, you see these kids out there living to play the game.
Yeah, these guys know they need it. The North team, you know, those seconds are winding down. We're now at about 9 minutes to go in the 4th. They got to start chipping away here.
Here comes George Bailey on his way to Wisconsin to play some club ball.
How's the Badger program? Know anything about it?
You know, honestly, I don't know anything about it. I want to say they play at the D2 level.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the up-and-coming programs. You know, I've heard a lot of buzz about them.
Yep.
I've never seen them play, but it seems like they're getting more and more players coming. Because I mean, before this year, I hadn't really heard anything about them.
If they got a player coming from this game,
Adrenaline
they're
South
definitely an up-and-coming program.
Doing something right.
Following the
They
shots.
got to be.
Yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see if he's playing another sport there. You know, I know some of the guys we saw in the LXM game were 2-sport athletes.
Yep. That was a great defensive play right there. Won the poke check. Tackman brought a stick in front of him, but then the nice little goose to his teammate for an easier clear.
Here's Hernandez. Has the shorty. I mean, you have to think they'd like to pull him out.
He has
maybe
a physical matchup here. You know, he might be able to get a run on him, but that was good defense right there. Is that Gelfie again?
Yes.
It's good defense.
Yeah, because not the biggest kid, but out there hustling, and there's
Nice
a
play.
huge goal. And again, that's rolling, and he's trying to get the North rolling.
Yes,
Tell you what, I mean,
well done.
He's a good player. Yeah, I try, and he's out there doing it himself. I mean, we've seen him do this a bunch of times.
You know, it's a nice patient goal right here. He comes in, gets underneath his defenseman. It looks like a little dip and dunk at the very end. Let's take a look. See, dip and then dunk. Yeah, he threw a little dip and dunk.
Once again, the Adrenaline
Looks a little like Sean Lindsay out there. I mean, very smooth movement.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's trying that hard, and he's just by you.
You got the scouting report on Lindsay. Nobody's smoother than that guy.
Hanging the back of that stick out there, though. Able to
Is this Glazer?
bring it back in.
Yeah,
And
I
lead
think
back to 4.
I think they put Glazner back up at long stick. Now he's bumped up to the midfield. I think the South is onto the midfield attack-oriented strategy of the North. They bring their top long pole up top to defend the middies.
And see, that's exactly what we were talking about. You got to get away from him and then take the shot.
Yep.
From Severson. But you take advantage of the fact that they're going early on the slide. I mean, he's going to throw big checks, so you got to get out of your stick. But if you move it, somebody's open. And if it's Severson, great.
Yeah, they're pulling Glazner way up top, isolating. Not a lot of. You don't see a backup there. They had to come from adjacent.
Possession.
I like the energy right now coming from the North. These guys are pressing. They're going after the South.
Yeah, and it looks like the North are 4 for
nice
4
poke.
on faceoffs this quarter. So definitely
That helps.
something that we talked about earlier that they had to do.
Well, you mentioned, I mean, that's the catalyst that they needed to get this thing started. They've cut it down to 4 with just under 7 minutes to play.
Here's Crenshaw bringing the ball in.
Let's see how patient the South is with the ball.
It's Parietti. And I mean, he's real crafty.
He's shifty.
I mean, you see
Quick.
what he comes through with. I mean, you got two guys that are like that are very similar
Same
players.
style.
It's tough, and he missed that one. A little bit of a check on the stick, and that one hits him right in the chest. You could hear it.
Yep. Looked like a nice man ball, but that guy, you know, that North midfielder right there just wanted it a little bit more. They've got numbers.
You know, Cohen's eyes got big on that one. He was wide open.
Yep.
Couldn't quite get it across. Crenshaw back to Pryl.
Nice play to get it to the goalie. Give him some time.
And still just a 4-goal game. I mean, it feels like from how explosive the South team was in the third quarter that this should be more of a blowout. But, I mean, 4-goal game with 5 minutes to go is still plenty of game.
Oh, absolutely. This one's not over.
Especially when you got, you know, Hernandez, Severson, McKee.
Gantz.
I mean, guys,
Yeah,
Gantz.
yep.
I mean, guys that are explosive players. I mean, real athletes.
Yeah, you mentioned it before, Chris. These guys can score goals in bunches. Once they get a run.
A big rip. Yeah, the righty rip. They're coming from Coulian.
Adrenaline South holds possession after the shot.
It's like Parietti's going to bring it in.
I think what helped for these guys, you see them
Doyle.
extending a little bit on defense. The North is extending. They're putting a lot of trust in their one-on-one matchups. They get a turnover. Nice check.
And again, you know, I mean, you see Scales out there just.
There's a reason he's going to Virginia,
there's a reason
right?
he's going to Virginia. Because I've seen what Sean Doyle has done this season, and he's one of the best high school players I've seen all year. And the fact that he's been so quiet because of the defensive play of Scales is really impressive. I wouldn't have bet against Doyle having a big game today, but prove me wrong.
Nice heads-up play by the goalie there to jump out and pick off the pass from X, and he threw it on the back of the net there. Looks like there's going to be a dead ball. They're going to just bring the ball outside the box and clear it.
Here comes Crenshaw. And the one thing that I've noticed across the board is that the Poles are all extremely athletic.
And skilled. I mean, look at the way these guys handle the long pole. You know, we saw a goal early this half. There's another one.
And here's Taposis out at for his first goal of the game. Let's watch the replay.
Nice move to the middle of the field here. Sets up his dodge with the right hand. Does a little split dodge. Increases his angle. Nice little sidearm rip off stick high.
And definitely be sure to keep your votes coming for the player of the game. The Westside Lax player of the game. We're getting a pretty sweet plaque. I think we might get a look at that. Here we are looking at it right now. And that is really cool. You got Cascade, Adrenaline, and Maverick, all the sponsors of the team stuff. And that's what the MVP is going to be going home with.
As if the swag wasn't enough. They get a killer plaque on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's sweeter than the plaque that the LXM Pro guys got. And by plaque, I mean high five, courtesy of Chris Marshall and Court Kim.
The South is still pressing. These guys just, they're up 5 goals now with just under 4 minutes.
Adrenaline South holds
They're not
possession
slowing down.
following the shot.
No keep it in calls out here.
No, absolutely. I mean, the South has got to get out there as far as they can, and really play heavy on the hands.
They got to extend.
Here's the drive. Here's Kennedy. That one just off the mark.
Ooh. Had a chance to maybe back that up.
Ball up.
Looked like it.
I mean,
You have to think that these guys are probably pretty tired with all this pressure defense they're playing. Here's Doyle. Coming around. And those are, I mean, it's great positioning.
very and busy in his hands lifting. You know, if he's neutralizing a guy like Doyle, the guy's got game.
Yeah.
He's got game.
It's another one of those big guys like Glazner with great footwork and solid checks. I mean, if you can set yourself up for your next check, or at least make the attackman or midi think about your next check, then that's a huge advantage for you.
It's a big part of that job.
It's like the Turf Gremlins are out today. Gonna get a hold.
Loose ball hold. Adrenaline North possession.
It's like North's gonna keep it. It looked like the Turf grabbed him to me.
Could have been.
Here with 3 minutes to go, still a 5-goal lead for the South team. holding pretty good possession. Coming around, draws the double. And that's a great slide coming from X. And that Scales again. Just making him think.
And the checks on the hands, he is a really fundamentally sound defenseman, that Scales guy.
Needed that one. Here comes Fixin. Inside finds Yateman for his 5th. And as if there was any question.
You're right. At this point, I don't think so. But I have to say, I think a little bit of the Achilles heel for the North team has been their inability to clear the ball. They've been getting caught with turnovers in the worst places in the middle of the field, and it's created a lot of really easy opportunities for the South. It's got to be frustrating for the goaltenders from the North.
Absolutely.
Especially after a good defensive play by Scales.
And they're making good saves, too. I mean, it's tough when you get a guy looking you right in the eyes, you know, from 5 feet out. It's a tough save to make. And then we're seeing the replay again. Just Yateman just turning and finishing. Surgical. Here we are on the fast break. That one just off the mark on the bounce shot from McKee.
Won the draw, brought it down, just bounced it over the cage. Great split dodge. Ooh.
And that one just missed the inside pipe. You see Chad Cohan. We talked about him earlier in the game, on his way to Duke from St. Ignatius. I mean, some of these North guys have been pretty quiet. I mean, it's really a testament. And there's a great over-the-head check. That one coming from Lauer, another Bishop's player. I mean, you see the way that they teach their Poles how to play. A lot of good defense coming out of the San Diego area. Just cruising, thinks about it. Got 2 minutes. You're going to have to keep it in the box. Just barely inside there was Gelfi.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining.
Thinks about it. Takes the shot, and that's a great kick save. And Zigreg not giving up. He's going to make it difficult for you if you want to score another goal.
Moving to the ball. It's a beautiful thing for a goaltender. You see him step into the ball there with his right foot and just kicking it aside. That had some heat, too, that shot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but that's the trust that the North team has in their goalies. I mean, they'll let them take those 12-yarders all day. I mean, because they're pretty sure that they're going to make those saves.
There's Scales again, picking one off. See if the North can come up with it. Nice ground ball. Literally looked like he reached over the guy's shoulder. We got numbers here.
Wants to take it, and that one's right into the stick.
High to high.
Pryal saw that one the whole way.
Got a long pole for the South coming down. Smart play. Step it in. They got to keep it in.
Here's Cruz in. Just over a minute to go.
Got to get out and extend a little bit. Get on his hands.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be hard to believe if Gateman doesn't get the player of the game. You know, I think it's probably just about fair that we go ahead and announce this at this point. I mean, Gateman's got 5 goals on the night, really playing solid game out there, solid offense.
He's been exceptional tonight.
And he's been doing everything right. It's not just scoring on the drive or anything like that. And there's a huge play.
North isn't giving up. I tell you, that's a nice give and go between an attackman and a long pole. It started with a killer back check by Scales on the opposite end. They got a long pole dodging a long pole, 5-hole.
Yeah, and that's Sam Leggett out of Bellevue going to USC. A couple USC guys. I mean, we'll have to see if they get their club program going again. I mean, there's some pretty talented players headed to the University of Southern California. And again, what I was saying about Yateman is everything he's doing is his lacrosse IQ. You're just seeing how good a player he is. I mean, he's making that back cut. He's getting open. He's finishing low. I mean, really talented player. Impressive game.
Sam Leggett.
Bellevue High School out of Seattle. Got to give a shout out to my boy Johnny Bowman, who's the head coach up there, an Albany alum. I believe they just won a state championship up there, and I bet, what is it, his name's Legger?
And there's a huge save from Pryal. That one didn't look like he knew he had it in his stick, and that's a big fake. It looks like that's just about going to do it. And I know I'm excited for up in the Washington area for the Seatown Classic.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big deal for them.
Lacrosse is booming up there. The skill set, I mean, you see guys the likes of, the Drew Snyders from the Pacific Northwest, Peter Baum, Pacific Northwest. Lacrosse is exploding up there.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to do it for the game. It's a 5-goal win for the South team behind the strength of Jack Yateman on his way to Providence with 5 Gs. And, I mean, we can't say enough about his play. I mean, he was making all the players better. I mean, 17 to 12, and I mean, he's the difference. It's 5 goals.
Easy selection, really efficient. You know, you can tell he spent a lot of time on the cage, especially from inside of 6 yards. He knows how to finish as well as anybody.
And he's a dangerous player, especially when you put him with other talented players. It's exciting to see what he can do when he gets with those other Providence guys. I mean, I know I saw him play for Rancho Bernardo earlier in the season, and I was impressed with the way he played. But when you just take it to that next level with the players around you, you really see him shine. I mean, that's exciting lacrosse.
Great game of lacrosse, very impressive performance by the home South team. Definitely more attack-oriented with guys like Yateman. I was impressed with the North team. You know, they fought it out. They didn't give up. Can't say, but they just couldn't generate those opportunities to get back in the game. It seemed like the South just had that little extra bounce on their shots. Were able to pull away.
Yeah, well, I'm Chris Marshall here with Court Kim. You're watching the Lacrosse Network, so definitely stay tuned for an interview with the Westside Lax player of the game, Jack Yateman.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and we hope you've enjoyed LXM Pro 949, presented by Champion. Have a wonderful evening, and be sure to drive safely. On behalf of my music director, Carissa Coretta.
Coming across, finds Costanzo. Costanzo's coming around, takes a shot in the goal! Yeah, okay.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield. On behalf of Adrenaline Lacrosse, presenting tonight's Adrenaline All-American MVP from Team South with 5 goals. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, count them, 5 goals. Wearing number 2 from Rancho Bernardo High School, Jack Yateman. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your 2012 Adrenaline All-American MVP from Team South, Jack Yateman.
Hey guys, look over at her. You ready?
Good. Jack, congratulations, 5 goals tonight. You're the Westside Lax player of the game as well as the team MVP. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, there's a great atmosphere. Everyone out here is having fun, great gear. Thanks to this guy, everyone. I loved it.
Yeah. Now, you've been on the field with a lot of these guys before. What was it like tonight playing with such a good team?
I mean, I've played with a couple of these guys in 8th grade on an all-star team, and I mean, it feels great. Everyone out here is an amazing player. You know, everyone deserves to be out here. So, yeah, it was a great game.
Great. Now, next year you're headed to Providence College.
Yeah.
What made you choose Providence, and how'd you go about the process?
I love the campus. I have family up there. I love the coaches. I love the team. I love everything about Providence College, pretty much.
Great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Jack.
Congratulations, Jack. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you.
And welcome back. Thanks again for tuning into the Adrenaline All-American game presented by Game Time Footage. Special thanks to gear sponsors Adrenaline, Cascade, and Maverick, as well as New Tech and YouTube. I'm Chris Marshall here with Court Kim. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the Lacrosse Network. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.